everyone, it's Lisa from My Dreaming Soap. Welcome to my channel. Now, it's soap challenge time again today, and for this month's challenge we had to do some 3D geometric designs. So basically we want to make a 3D pattern in our soap, and the pattern we do has to be made with geometric shapes. So basically things that have got straight sides or just circles, not flowing shapes, you know, that you'd find out in nature. So for the winners category, for our 3D design, we have to make a design that goes over the entire bar of soap. For some of the other categories, like the regular and things, they could just put little 3D things in their soaps, etc. Okay, so the different categories have different levels of difficulty. So this is the design that I want to do. So as you can see, it's sort of an interleave design with a white background. Now, to try and construct a soap like this, I'm going to have to use basically embeds to make it done. And I've been busy extruding. I didn't do all the extruding on the screen because it took absolutely ages. And the thing was, first of all, was to get the shape of the embed. So it took me quite a long time to create this design and get it so that everything linked together perfectly and would all line up. So that's what I've taken some time to do. So this is what I'm hoping to achieve. Now, as you can see, I've got to make the main bulk of this design is made with these sort of Y shape pieces. So what I've got is I've extruded bits to put together to make these Y shaped pieces, and they're all based around one colour. They're all made with shimmer blue mica from Mica Mama. Now this is just bog standard plain shimmer blue mica, so that's what I'm going to have as sort of this mid colour blue. And then I've done another bit, oh look, bit of extra there, which is going to be my darker blue. Okay, so that's going to be shimmer blue, but it's got shimmer blue and it's got some activated charcoal in it. And then for my top, again, I've got some shimmer blue, and that's going to be that is shimmer blue with some titanium dioxide in it. So that's what I'm going to be doing with my shape. So what I need to do now is spend a little bit of time making all these Y-shaped pieces. Now, as you can see, because they're made with soap dough, they can be a little bit fiddly to put together, and I need them to line up as well as possible. So I'm just going to maybe do one on the screen, and then I'm going to get busy. As you can see, I've got a lot to put together. So I'm going to put this together in a way that I would always put an embed together. I'm going to get some distilled water on my embed, okay, and then what I'll do is I might let that dry just a little bit because I've put quite a lot on there. Is I want to get these, I need to make sure I keep these bottom pieces correct. I want to get them upside down, and then I want to just squash those together. Okay, so I need to try and make this line up as accurately as I can. Otherwise the whole design won't work. Okay, I do have my little template here, so I can just check that that's all working well. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and stick all those, and then I'm probably going to leave those overnight just so they firm up really well, and then we'll come back tomorrow and I'll piece them all together and slot them into my soap. So I've popped all my little pieces together and made all my individual pieces, so now I need to get them into the mould. I've just put a little grid in here to show my pattern so I can follow the pattern. All I did is just printed it out on some card, and I've just covered it with some sticky tape. And I'm just going to start building this design. Now I'm going to go in with sort of the whole shapes first of all. I'm not sure if this is the right plan. Now they look a bit messy on the top, but that's fine because those bits will just be, you know, cut off. They won't be in the final soap. Okay, so there's my first row in there pretty well. Okay, now I've got a little gap at the bottom. I was expecting that. I'll just put a spare bit of soap in there. Once I've got it all in, and I'm leaving it a little bit loose at the moment so I can wiggle it around. But once I've got it all in, then I can just make sure everything's really straight and then just put the final bits in to make sure I hold everything in place.
Tick-tock, the clock keeps ticking. I don't know what I should do, and I wish you would be right here with me. My mind is filled with pictures of when we used to dance, but now I don't know where you are. I miss you so bad, won't you come back to me? I've got you in my head, you're all that I see. I've lost all my chances, I know that I am too late. I'm thinking of you.
Okay, so that's slotted in really nicely. I'm really pleased with that. So now all I just need to do is just make sure everything's nice and straight and attached, as it were. And then, can you see like the top and the bottom? I've just got obviously some spare ones, so I need to slot these in, but I do need to trim them up.
I'm thinking of you, wondering if you're thinking about me too. Now it's too late. Now it's too late. I'm out of time, but I'm still thinking of you. My heart keeps on bleeding. I have scars, the ones not healing. They're all there because of you. It's my fault, I messed it up, and I should have treated you much better. So much better. I miss you so bad, won't you come back?
Right, let's get this finished. I've been really pleased how well that went together. It took a lot of planning and obviously getting those shapes right, but it's slotted into my mould beautifully. So I've just made up some just normal soap with some titanium dioxide in it. And obviously the fragrance oil, same fragrance oil, that Sauvage fragrance that I've used for the rest of it. So I now just need to fill in all of these holes. I'm just going very slowly with a thin dribble because I obviously don't want to cause any airlocks in there. If I pour a whole big lot, it may just cause an airlock and a bubble.
I'm thinking of you. Thinking of you, wondering if you're thinking about me too. Now it's too late. Now it's too late. I'm out of time, but I'm still thinking of you.
Okay, so there's that done. Obviously I'm not going to decorate on the top because that's going to be the face of the soap. I will take off that thin layer there and then get down to the pattern. So I'm going to put this away. I'm not actually going to pop it and gel it. I'm just going to leave it as it is to do its own thing, and then we'll cut it. I'm probably going to leave it a good 2 or 3 days just to make sure it's all bonded together really well, especially as I'm not going to pop it. Here's our soap a few days later. Now the way we want to cut this soap is what they say is horizontally. When you normally take a loaf of soap and you cut it and just make your bars like that, that's basically a vertical cut. We're going to cut it horizontally, so that means the soap bars will be, this will be the face of the soap, and I'm going to get sort of 3 bars across. Now often people think you need a special log splitter. I've got this great Caterpillar from Crafts & Craft Tools, but if you've got a single loaf cutter, a single bar cutter, or if you've got just a knife, you can still do the same thing. It's not a problem at all. You can't really do this with a multi-bar cutter, but a single bar cutter or a knife, yep, you're away. So typically what you would do when you want to cut something horizontally is you would divide it into the bars that you want first of all by saying, I want 3 bars, so I'll chop it down here and here. And then you can get it onto your individual bar cutter or your knife and just slice the individual bars. Now I would normally do mine just like that, just the difference is with this time, if you remember with this soap, I poured that extra white on the top. Now I always knew I was going to have some extras with this soap, and so therefore it doesn't bother me here. I'm going to have some extras. I'm going to use it to make some sort of confetti or soap or something with the rest of these scraps that I've got. But the first thing I want to do is take off this excess for this, and also I've got some excess on the bottom, so I want to get it so I've got a nice clean design. So I'm just going to do that first of all. Okay, so I'm hoping that's going to be enough, but I may need to go do another bit. So let's just slide this through. Whoa! Look at that. That looks really cool, doesn't it? Goodness me, look at that. That's really pleasing. Right, so there's that bit done. I'm going to do the same to get the bit off the bottom. Now, the reason I sliced the top off first is because I knew my bottom was flat. So therefore, by slicing the top off, I could use the flat bit to make sure I got the soap really level. Now I've already sliced a nice flat bit, I can then just go in and know that this next bit will be level. If I'd done the top first, I'd have got lots of knobbly bits. Right, so I think I'm going to have to go down. Actually, I might go up one. Let's see if that's going to be enough for the bottom. Yes! Oh, that is looking super cool. Look at that. Whoa. So now I just need to slice this into bars. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is just tidy up. This end's a little bit scruffy, so I'm going to just whip that little top off. Because how I planned it was, I knew I was going to get a little bit of excess. Pretty well want it to be lining up with a specific part of the design. One. Nice and cool and stripy down the side. Two. Now, to be honest, if I wasn't doing this for a soap challenge, I probably just left those little bits on. They would have been fine. Right, now this little piece here that I've got on mine doesn't come with the caterpillar crutter. What they do give you is they give you a little slot here and a little ruler, so you can push the soaps up and measure them as they go through. I'm not a fan of that. It's not my favourite way of doing it. I prefer to just be able to slide it up to a stop and then be happy that everything is going to be the same. those are our final ones. I'm really pleased with those. They've came up really, really well. Now I may, for my challenge ones, perhaps plane off these little bits on the side. I don't know, I'll see how we're going. But overall, I think they look really good, and I'm really pleased with how they've come out. And here's a final photo of the soaps. I hope you enjoyed this video and you like the soap. If you have, it would be great if you gave me a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see what I'm making in the future, why not subscribe to my channel? Thanks for watching, everyone. Happy soaping.